Do you have any blacklight posters in your office?
You know what? I took them down when I graduated from college, but I don't know if my wife's allowed me to put them back up yet.
So tell me what cannabis licensing does.
We're cannabis licensing. We've got a ton of information on our website, cannabislicensing.com. What we do is we bring our clients through a proprietary 4-step process, which is we sit you down initially, we'll have a consult just to figure out who you are, what type of, what's brought you to this industry, what type of capital that you have, and what your designated license is. At that point, we move on to then the business plan, where we now put together everything that your company is going to need from planning to implementation, which is really going to organize you and get you kind of all the info you need. The third step is then pre-licensing implementation. So when you fill out your application, you're going to want to have certain things that you're putting in there saying, I've got cannabis software that's going to make sure I'm on top of my inventory. I'm going to be banking here. I have merchant services there. I've got a CPA firm. My security vendor is going to be producing these type of security products. I've got this type of an operational plan to make sure that everything flows nicely. And so once all of that's in place, now we're ready for the application. And that's the step that we take everyone through. We're here to help and to add value to see if we can identify you as a social equity applicant. I'm also an attorney, so if there's other issues that need to be handled outside of licensing, we're there to jump in and to help out.
What is, I guess, a common mistake that people make?
It is a very, very complicated area. Sometimes people don't realize that you might need to take on an actual commercial property before you apply. And that's a good example of the third step, which is the pre-licensing implementation. You do need to have these different types of vendors that you can then say, I've put this together, it's in my plan, because sometimes you're just filling out and saying, I'd like to do X, Y, and Z, but when the state is looking at your application, they're looking at a ton. And so you want to stand out as someone that's organized and ready to hit the ground running.
Do you do annual parties for all of your clients? Do you do anything like that?
We try to make sure that our clients are in the know on all of the different types of outgoing and ventures, because one of the biggest issues is you can't market traditionally. You don't have access to social media. You don't have access to any of the search engines, Google, Bing, Yahoo. So you have to come out. You have to go to these places. And so yes, we're absolutely going to let you know where to go and what's kind of happening. We're always recommending to our clients, come here. It's going to be there's other conventions going on also later in 2022 as well. From a regulatory perspective, there's a lot that we have to know and to be careful about, but the actual product is fun, right? And so you just have to try to marry that as best as possible.